Do you ever find yourself pleasantly surprised by the things you can still accomplish with surprising ease? Perhaps it's that particularly stubborn jar lid that gives everyone else in the household trouble, but you manage to pop it open without much fuss. Or maybe it's the simple, yet profound, ability to get right down on the floor to engage in playtime with your beloved grandchildren, and then, importantly, rise back up again without needing a crane or a helping hand. As we navigate our vibrant 70s, energetic 80s, and even venture beyond, some of these seemingly ordinary, everyday physical abilities begin to feel like genuine accomplishments, almost akin to possessing small, personal superpowers. These moments are truly wonderful indicators that we are navigating the aging process exceptionally well. If you appreciate insights into aging gracefully, please consider subscribing to Old Age Wisdom to join our supportive community. Today, on Old Age Wisdom, we're delving into 6 specific, yet commonly encountered, abilities that serve as powerful signs that you're not just getting by, but genuinely thriving and truly winning at life, especially after the age of 70. We aren't focusing on extraordinary feats like running marathons or scaling treacherous mountains. Instead, we're celebrating the significance of simple, daily actions. These actions often reveal a deep, underlying foundation of good health, sustained strength, and remarkable resilience that allows us to maintain our independence and quality of life. This video aims to help you recognize these invaluable superpowers within yourself, or perhaps appreciate them in the older adults you know and love. Understanding why these seemingly simple capabilities hold such profound significance for enjoying a long, high-quality life is key. This is genuinely insightful advice for seniors, focusing on appreciating the capabilities we continue to possess and nurture. If you're keen to discover more about these everyday superpowers that signify excellent aging, we warmly invite you to subscribe right now to Old Age Wisdom and be sure to click that notification bell so you never miss our upcoming discussions. Please stick around through the entire video, because the final superpower we'll be exploring is arguably the cornerstone that supports all the others: your amazing, agile, and ever-curious mind. Let's begin exploring these markers of vitality. First up is a superpower located right in your very own hands: the jar opener. More technically, doctors refer to this as having strong grip strength. Take a moment to consider its importance. Successfully opening those tightly sealed jars, smoothly turning a key in a lock, confidently carrying shopping bags without the fear of them slipping, or even offering a firm, reassuring handshake. All these fundamental actions rely heavily on the power generated in your hands and forearms. Why does this seemingly simple measure of strength matter so profoundly as we age? Well, research consistently shows that your grip strength serves as a surprisingly accurate window into your overall physical well-being. It's not merely about the muscles in your hand. Studies demonstrate a strong correlation between grip strength and your total body muscle mass, the health and efficiency of the nerves transmitting signals from your brain to your muscles, and even your cardiovascular endurance. Essentially, how effectively your heart is pumping blood throughout your body. It might sound unexpected, but maintaining a strong grip is consistently linked to increased longevity, a quicker recovery time should you face illness or surgery, and crucially, the ability to maintain independence in daily tasks. So, how can you recognize if you possess this practical superpower? You likely find you can still open most standard jars and bottles without excessive struggle. You feel secure carrying a reasonably weighted shopping bag by its handle. Your handshake feels firm and confident, not weak or shaky. You can manipulate a key in a lock without significant fumbling. These are all excellent, positive signs. I have a dear friend, Betty, who is a vibrant 78. She still crafts the most delicious homemade jam, and she insists on opening those tightly sealed jars herself every single time. Her son, now in his 50s, often jokes that he sometimes needs her help opening things. Betty just laughs it off, but you can tell she harbors a quiet pride in this retained strength. It might seem like a small thing, but it clearly demonstrates that she's maintained remarkable functional strength over the years. How can you actively work to keep this hand strength superpower robust? The key is to keep your hands active. Regularly squeeze a soft stress ball or a tennis ball, perhaps while watching television. Engage in hobbies that naturally utilize your grip, such as gardening, knitting, wood carving, or even simple cooking tasks like chopping vegetables. And always remember, maintaining overall body strength through activities like regular walking and other simple exercises directly contributes to your grip strength too, as the body functions as an interconnected system. This practical advice for seniors is wonderfully easy to incorporate into your daily routine. If you're finding these insights valuable and are still watching, please let me know by commenting strong hands below. And if you haven't become part of our Old Age Wisdom family yet, I highly recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any of our future videos filled with helpful advice. Our next everyday superpower is one I like to call the independent haul. This ability centers entirely on possessing the necessary functional strength to carry various everyday loads without undue strain or risk. Think about common scenarios: bringing in several grocery bags from the car in 1 or 2 trips, carrying a basket full of laundry up or down a flight of stairs, always exercising caution, of course. Perhaps lifting a small bag of potting soil for your cherished garden plants, or even managing to carry a grandchild's school backpack for a block or 2 when needed. Why is this ability considered a superpower in the context of aging well? Because it clearly demonstrates real-world, practical strength and endurance. It's tangible proof that multiple essential muscle groups, including your grip, arms, shoulders, core stabilizers, and legs, are all coordinating and working together effectively. It confirms that your body can still competently handle the normal physical demands associated with living independently and managing your own household. When this fundamental ability begins to noticeably fade, when carrying even a single moderately heavy bag feels like a significant chore requiring considerable effort, it can serve as an early warning sign of broader muscle weakness, a condition known as sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, or potentially even point towards underlying issues like osteoporosis, which affects bone density. What are the positive signs indicating you possess this valuable independent haul superpower? Generally, you find you can carry 1 or 2 moderately full grocery bags from your vehicle into your house without experiencing excessive strain, significant pain, or feeling the need to stop multiple times along the way to rest. You can manage carrying a standard laundry basket between floors, always remembering to be extra careful and mindful on stairways. You feel capable and confident handling these routine lifting and carrying tasks that are part of everyday life. Consider the immense freedom this functional strength provides. Being able to manage your own shopping without needing to rely solely on someone else to carry everything inside for you is empowering. Being able to transport your own laundry, bring in that bag of birdseed for your feathered friends, or manage that bag of potting soil yourself contributes significantly to a sense of autonomy. It's not about aspiring to be a competitive weightlifter. It's fundamentally about maintaining the practical, necessary strength required for daily living and preserving your cherished independence. My neighbor David, a spry 75-year-old, takes visible pride in still being able to carry 2 full bags of groceries up his porch steps each week. He considers it a small, personal victory, one he celebrates consistently. Maintaining this functional capacity is absolutely essential advice for seniors. How can you work to preserve this strength? Don't shy away entirely from carrying reasonable weights as part of your daily life, always ensuring you stay within safe limits and listen to your body. Maintain your overall strength with regular physical activity like walking and incorporating the simple exercises we often discuss here on Old Age Wisdom. And crucially, always practice good body mechanics when lifting. Lift primarily with your powerful leg muscles by bending your knees. Keep your back relatively straight and hold the object close to your body. Can you still manage your typical grocery haul? If you're still with us and celebrating the importance of functional strength, please comment, carry on below. And please do consider subscribing to Old Age Wisdom and turning on those notifications if you haven't already. We'd love to have you. Okay, this next superpower is genuinely impressive and serves as a fantastic indicator of overall mobility, flexibility, and resilience: the floor-to-feet flow. What I'm referring to here is the remarkable ability to get down onto the floor and then subsequently stand back up again without needing to rely on using your hands for support or pushing off nearby furniture to assist the movement. Why is this particular action considered such a significant marker of healthy aging? Because executing this transition smoothly involves a complex sequence of movements that demands a whole symphony of physical abilities working in perfect harmony. It requires significant leg strength, particularly in your quadriceps, thighs, and glutes, buttocks. It necessitates good core stability to keep your torso steady and controlled throughout the motion. It calls for adequate flexibility in your hips and knees to allow for the necessary bending and extending. And finally, it relies on solid balance and coordination to make the entire process fluid and safe. It's almost like performing a mini, comprehensive fitness test every time you do it. Furthermore, numerous studies have strongly linked the ability to perform this floor-to-stand movement without hand support to increased longevity and a significantly reduced risk of dangerous falls and subsequent serious injuries. It compellingly shows that your body is still functioning as a well-integrated, coordinated unit. What does possessing this floor-to-feet flow superpower actually look like in practice? It means you can comfortably sit down on the floor, perhaps to engage in activities like playing with children or pets, doing some light gardening work, or simply performing some beneficial stretches, and then rise back to a full standing position smoothly and efficiently, without the need to grab onto a nearby chair, push off the floor with both hands for leverage, or awkwardly use your knees to hoist yourself up. Now, it's also worth noting that being able to simply get up from a sturdy chair without using your hands is also an excellent sign of functional strength and mobility. That represents a slightly easier but still very important variation of this fundamental movement pattern. Imagine the sheer joy and deep connection someone feels when they can easily get down on the floor to build intricate Lego castles with their grandchild or playfully roll around with an energetic puppy, all without that nagging background worry. How on earth am I going to get back up again? My wonderful friend Joan, who is 72, absolutely loves assembling large floor puzzles with her grandson, and she just pops right back up afterwards without a second thought. This ability keeps her actively connected across generations and helps her feel youthful and capable. So what's the practical advice for seniors regarding this ability? If you can still perform the floor-to-feet flow, keep practicing it safely and regularly. Gentle floor-based exercises or incorporating yoga into your routine can be highly beneficial for maintaining this ability. If you find it difficult currently, please don't despair. Work on improving it gradually. Practice those sit-to-stands from a sturdy chair, perhaps referring back to techniques we've discussed in other old age wisdom videos. Focus on building core strength, even with simple seated exercises. Regularly stretch your hips and knees gently to maintain or improve flexibility. It's an incredibly valuable skill, well worth the effort to preserve. Can you still master the floor-to-feet flow? If you're still tuned in and recognize the value of this amazing ability, please comment, rise up below. And please don't forget to subscribe to Old Age Wisdom and hit that notification bell. Our fourth featured superpower is all about how you present yourself to the world through your physical bearing, the confident stride, or more simply put, maintaining good posture. This is something people often notice, even on a subconscious level, and it communicates far more than just whether you're consciously standing up straight. Good posture serves as a visible, external sign of underlying strength, vitality, and overall health. Why does maintaining good posture matter so much, especially as we accumulate more years? Excellent posture reflects a strong, engaged core, those crucial muscles in your abdomen and back that provide essential support for your spine. When you stand or sit tall, it allows your lungs to expand more fully, which in turn improves your breathing efficiency and oxygen intake. This translates directly into feeling more energetic throughout the day. Furthermore, good posture significantly enhances your balance by keeping your center of gravity properly aligned over your base of support, thereby reducing the risk of potentially harmful falls. And let's be candidly honest, standing tall naturally projects an image of vitality, confidence, and even a degree of youthfulness. Contrast this with the slumped, forward-leaning posture sometimes associated with advancing age, which can unfortunately make individuals look, and often feel, older and less energetic than they actually are. What are the telltale signs that you possess this confident stride superpower? You generally find that you stand and walk fairly upright, without having to consciously force it or feel strained. Your shoulders tend to be relaxed and pulled back slightly, not rounded forward towards your chest. Your head feels naturally balanced atop your spine, rather than jutting forward like a turtle extending its neck. You can sit tall and comfortably in a chair for reasonable periods without constantly slouching or needing excessive back support. Holding yourself upright feels relatively natural and comfortable, not like a strenuous effort. I often observe this when I'm out walking. You can almost gauge someone's energy level simply by observing their posture. Just the other day, I saw two gentlemen, likely around the same age. One walked tall, head held high, looking engaged with his surroundings. The other was quite slumped, looking primarily down towards the ground. The difference in their perceived vitality was truly striking, and much of it seemed attributable to their posture. The practical advice for seniors here involves consistent, gentle effort. Core strengthening exercises are key. Even the simple seated ones we frequently discuss can be very effective. Regularly stretching your chest and shoulder muscles is important, as these areas tend to tighten over time and can pull us forward into a slump. Perhaps most importantly, cultivate mindfulness regarding your posture throughout your daily activities. Whether you're sitting, standing, or walking, gently remind yourself periodically, shoulders back, head up, stand tall. This simple yet powerful advice for seniors, practiced consistently, can make a remarkable difference over time. How is your posture holding up these days? If you're still watching and are committed to the goal of standing tall, please share your commitment by commenting "Stand Tall" below. And if you haven't yet subscribed to Old Age Wisdom, I genuinely recommend you do so and turn on the bell. We share lots of tips like these. Let's move on to discuss superpower number 5, the steady stance, or quite simply, possessing good balance. This is an absolutely crucial skill, often something we don't fully appreciate or even consciously think about until it begins to noticeably decline. However, actively maintaining good balance is arguably one of the single most important things we can do to prevent falls, maintain our confidence in moving around, and ultimately preserve our independence as we get older. Why is balance so critically important? Well, staying upright isn't an automatic process. It requires a constant, complex conversation within your body. Your brain acts as the command center, receiving and integrating information from your inner ear's vestibular system, which senses position and movement. Your eyes, providing visual cues about your surroundings. The sensitive proprioceptive nerves in your feet and legs, telling your brain where your limbs are in space. And your muscles, which then make tiny, continuous adjustments to keep you stable and upright. As we age, any one or several of these intricate systems can become slightly less efficient or responsive, making the task of maintaining balance inherently more challenging. And poor balance, as we are all acutely aware, is a major risk factor for falls, which can unfortunately lead to serious injuries, hospitalization, and a significant loss of confidence and mobility for seniors. So, how can you get a sense of whether you possess this vital, steady stance superpower? Here's a simple test you can try, always ensuring you do it safely at home. Stand near a sturdy countertop, table, or wall that you can easily reach for support if needed. Carefully lift one foot just a few inches off the ground. Now, try to hold that position steadily for more than 10 seconds without wobbling excessively, flailing your arms wildly for balance, or needing to quickly put your foot back down. If you can comfortably achieve this, congratulations. That's generally considered an excellent sign of good balance and coordination. Other positive indicators include feeling confident and secure when walking on uneven surfaces, such as a grassy lawn, a gravel path, or a slightly cracked sidewalk, and being able to turn around while walking without feeling dizzy, unsteady, or needing to stop and stabilize yourself first. I know a woman in her late 70s who absolutely loves walking on the beach. She confidently navigates the constantly shifting sand, an activity that many people her age find quite difficult and unsettling. That confidence stems directly from her well-maintained balance. It allows her to continue enjoying the activities she loves without the pervasive fear of falling. The wonderful news is that balance, like strength and flexibility, can almost always be improved with consistent practice. The essential advice for seniors is always to practice balance exercises safely. Stand near a wall or sturdy counter for reliable support, especially when starting out. Begin with easier exercises, like the tandem stance, standing with one foot directly in front of the other, heel touching toe, while holding on. Gradually progress to standing on one leg, perhaps just for a few seconds initially, always making sure you have something sturdy to grab onto if needed. Activities like Tai Chi and specialized balance classes designed specifically for older adults are also fantastic options worth exploring. And remember, strengthening your leg and core muscles, as we've discussed in relation to other superpowers, also significantly contributes to improving your balance. How's your balance feeling these days? Feel free to give the 10-second test a try, safely. If you're still watching and are focused on staying steady on your feet, please comment "steady" below. And if you haven't subscribed to Old Age Wisdom yet, now is the perfect time to join us. We've dedicated much of our discussion so far to physical superpowers, but our final one is arguably the most crucial, the very foundation that keeps everything else running smoothly and allows us to engage fully with life, the sharp conversation, or what we commonly refer to as mental agility. This encompasses much more than just having a good memory, although memory certainly plays a role. It's fundamentally about staying mentally engaged, maintaining a sense of curiosity about the world, and retaining the ability to communicate our thoughts and understand others clearly and effectively. Why is maintaining this mental sharpness such a vital superpower, particularly in our later years? A sharp, agile mind allows you to continue learning new things, which is essential for growth at any age. It enables you to solve everyday problems, from managing finances to figuring out new technology. It empowers you to manage your personal affairs independently for as long as possible. Critically, it allows you to engage in meaningful, reciprocal conversations with loved ones, strengthening bonds and combating isolation. It keeps you connected to the world around you, preventing feelings of detachment. Mental agility involves not just recalling stored information, but also thinking critically about new information, understanding complex concepts, expressing your own ideas articulately, and very importantly, remaining open to genuinely listening to and learning from the perspectives of others. Resisting mental stagnation and embracing lifelong learning is absolutely key. What are the signs that you possess this invaluable mental agility? You generally enjoy engaging in conversations and find you can follow along relatively easily, even when the topic is somewhat complex. You feel capable of articulating your own thoughts and opinions clearly and coherently. You tend to remember important details from recent events, appointments, or discussions. You ask thoughtful questions that demonstrate you are actively listening and engaged in the exchange. You maintain a genuine curiosity about new things and retain an interest in learning, whether it's about current events, a new hobby, or different cultures. You demonstrate a willingness to listen respectfully to viewpoints that may differ significantly from your own, without immediately shutting down the conversation or becoming defensive. I recently had the pleasure of meeting a gentleman at the local library, well into his 80s, who was diligently learning Italian using an app on his tablet. He shared that he had always dreamed of visiting Italy and decided it was never too late to start learning the language. He was incredibly enthusiastic, asking questions, practicing his phrases aloud. That kind of inherent curiosity and proactive willingness to learn is precisely the attitude that keeps the mind young, vibrant, and resilient. This core advice for seniors, never stop learning, is truly priceless. How can you actively nurture this mental superpower? Keep your mind stimulated by continuing to learn throughout your life. Read diverse materials, books, newspapers, magazines, quality online articles. Play games that challenge your brain, such as Sudoku, crossword puzzles, strategy games like chess or bridge, or even engaging online brain trainers. Actively participate in meaningful conversations. Don't just talk at people, practice active listening and ask clarifying questions. Stay curious about the world around you. Ask why. Learn a new skill, even something seemingly small like mastering a new recipe, learning a new card game, or figuring out how to use a new feature on your phone. Keeping the mind sharp is indeed a lifelong, rewarding journey. If you're still watching and are committed to maintaining your mental agility, please comment "Think Sharp" below. And if you haven't subscribed to Old Age Wisdom yet, please consider doing so now. So, there we have them, 6 everyday superpowers that serve as truly remarkable signs you are not just aging, but genuinely winning at life, especially after 70. The mighty grip, the independent haul, the floor-to-feet flow, the confident stride, the steady stance, and the sharp conversation. Please understand, These aren't just random abilities that some people happen to retain. They are often profound indicators of exceptional aging. They frequently reflect years of making conscious, positive choices, cultivating healthy habits, demonstrating resilience in the face of life's inevitable challenges, and consistently maintaining a positive and proactive mindset. These abilities are truly earned victories, worthy of recognition and celebration. I sincerely hope this discussion helps you to more fully appreciate the superpowers you already possess. Celebrate them daily. And if there are areas where you feel you could perhaps improve a little, I hope this video provides you with both encouragement and simple, practical ideas to start working on them, gently and consistently. Remember, truly winning at life in our later years isn't about achieving perfection or defying age altogether. It's about embracing and nurturing this wonderful, dynamic blend of physical function, ongoing mental engagement, and deep inner strength. Cultivating this positive outlook and focusing on what we can do is perhaps the ultimate advice for seniors seeking a fulfilling later life. If this video celebrating these often overlooked everyday superpowers resonated with you, please do give it a thumbs up by clicking the like button. It truly helps our channel reach more people. Consider sharing it with other amazing seniors in your life who embody this vibrant spirit, or perhaps with someone who might benefit from a little encouragement. And most importantly, if you haven't already, please subscribe to Old Age Wisdom for more conversations focused on thriving and finding joy in our golden years. We value your presence in our community. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Please let me know in the comments below, which of these 6 superpowers are you most proud of possessing right now? Thank you so much for watching. Stay active, stay strong, stay curious, and keep shining brightly.